I swear, one of the main things I hate about like pregnancy is the looks people give you. They act like they never seen a pregnant person before. Like, bro. And then you stare at them back and they still staring. This morning alone, I've had like 4 people just staring. I know he's huge, but shit, relax. Anyways, I'm trying to calm down real quick because they just got me mad. 39 weeks, one day today. They're gonna tell me today if I'm dilated or not. I'm in pain, like down there. It feels like he's coming out already. Like his head is not letting me walk.
One eternity later.
Okay, so this is gonna be like a little story time while I show you what's in my hospital bag. First, it's a folder for all the documents, and then what's in here is the maternity leave documents as well as the what's it called, my birth plan. So there's that. In here it's just gonna be panties and nursing bras. Then I grabbed the sample of the wipes and put them in here. This is just in case, like for myself or for the baby. Now with my firstborn, I did the mistake of overpacking for both me and the baby. This time I just want to do it like for myself. So I don't know how long I'll stay in the hospital. That's why I have 2 sets of pajamas. This is just pants and the button down shirts. And then a black set, which is probably what I'll come home with if I'm like swollen, because I packed this, which is like a romper, but I didn't notice like how, even though it stretches, I didn't notice how small it looked. So that's why I'm like, I don't think, because like with my firstborn, I was swollen, so I was wearing sweats, big t-shirt, big sweater. I really did not care how I looked, and I think that's gonna be the same thing this time around. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna just pack this just in case, you know. The fact that it's tight, I guess it could be a good thing too, because it's kind of like a faja. But I don't know, it depends on how I feel. If I feel comfortable enough to wear this, good. If not, I'm gonna come home in pajamas. I don't care. And then my little shapewear, just to like, you know, have some sort of control. And then my faja, which I don't know if I'm gonna wear or not. It's a waist trainer. I'm hoping I do, because I didn't wear a faja with my daughter, and although I recovered pretty well pretty quick, I just want to, you know, make it better. In here, I'm planning on packing lotion, shampoo, conditioner, and then like the oils that I've been using for my belly, because I read that it's very important for you to wear them after you give birth as well. And then the baby's coming home outfit. That's it, because half the time you can't even, like with my daughter, she wasn't even with me. She wouldn't even sleep with me, so I couldn't even dress her because she had an IV and all that. And yeah, so that's why I'm just like, you know what, half the time they're checking them, they're doing this and that, they're just in a onesie and a swaddle, and that's what I'm gonna just keep him in until it's time to come home. Then this is his little beanie, comes with the little booties. This is gonna be the undershirt. It's a onesie undershirt, and it has like little animal prints, like so that. But then the clothes on top is this little cute ass set that my sister got him. So that shirt with the pants. But you know, and I'm gonna pack a let me get that right now. And then this is the blanket that's gonna go on top. Of course, I would swaddle him and then cover him in this. You know how sometimes, like, when you carry them, their shirt, when it's like that, when it's two-piece, their shirt tends to go up. That's why I got him the undershirt. So if it goes up, he's still covered, and I don't have to worry about like, oh, can you please put his shirt down or whatever. No. So now, in case that doesn't fit him or whatever, I'm gonna pack this little onesie too, and then he'll come home in this. And let's see. Of course, because it's gonna start getting colder, his little onesie coat or whatever you want to call it. So that's pretty much it. Of course, the day I end up going to the hospital, I'll put in my toothbrush, my toothpaste, or I'll probably just stay with the hospital ones, because honestly, like, I'm not picky when it comes to that. I'll probably end up wearing Crocs to go and to come back. And perfume, maybe. A little bit of my skincare, like just probably the like a moisturizer or something. I'm gonna pack very lightly because I'm not gonna pack any of my postpartum care thing, only because the hospital provides me with tons of it. And honestly, like, after I gave birth with my daughter, I didn't have the energy to just do all this extra skincare, and then, you know what I mean? I didn't need much of the, even though I did tear with my daughter, I didn't need much of the postpartum care. So that's pretty much it. The day that I made 39 weeks, I was on FaceTime, and then I had like this, it's like a period cramp, but more intense. And it was to a point where I didn't want nobody near me. I didn't want my daughter to talk to me, nothing. And she was like, Mommy, what happened? Like, she saw me, you know, in pain or whatever. And I'm like, nothing happened. Just give me 5 minutes. Don't talk to me. Don't touch me. Don't come near me. Just give me 5 minutes. She's like, okay, Mommy. And then she was worried, of course. She's like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, baby, just give me 5 minutes, please. Don't, you know, don't talk to me. Don't touch me. Don't come near me. I'm like, I don't want to get upset at you for, like, that would be very unfair. And then the person I was on FaceTime with was like, just give Mommy some time or whatever. She understood. She gave me some time. Pain went away. And I didn't want to track it because I'm like, it's probably not a contraction. Like, it happened before where it was like a false alarm. It wasn't a contraction. I timed it. And that went away, and I was like, okay, cool. Back to the story, like normal, whatever. I was able to talk through it too. I was able to talk to it. I was moving. I was breathing right. Like, it didn't, you know how they say based on the contractions, like, you can't talk, you can't really breathe well, you can't walk or whatever, you can't move. You're just there, like, feeling the pain. So since I was able to do everything, I'm like, it's not a contraction. Then I'm like, damn, my appointment's tomorrow, and I still have not, like, my 39-week appointment is tomorrow. I was hoping to give birth before that. I'm not dilated. I'm like, there's nothing really. And I was like pretty like bummed out, you know? So I'm like, you know what? I'm not trying to get induced again. So what I did was I got myself in a like a squat position, but a sumo squat, and then I just started like bouncing while I'm like squatting. And I did that for like 10 minutes. I'm like, you know what? Like, I need this baby out. And while I was doing that, and even after, I just felt sore ever since. Like, I just felt super sore down there, and I'm like, why does it feel extremely sore? Like, I've been feeling sore there, you know, a couple times throughout the pregnancy, but like, why does it feel like super sore? Whatever, I left it like that. Now, what I've been taking almost every day this past week is the evening primrose oil. But I don't take it orally, if you know what I mean. So I'm like, oh, maybe that's why, like, that's supposed to help out to thin the cervix out. So I'm like, oh, maybe that's why, like, I'm just, you know, it's softened me up, like, I'm thinned out or whatever. That's it. Never did I think, oh, I'm dilating or whatever. I'm like, all right, that's it. And I had just put it, like, I had just taken the primrose oil. So I'm like, all right, it's, you know, that's why. I laid down whatever. And the thing is, like, every time I try to get up or every time I try to make a new movement, it will hurt. Whenever I was walking, it will hurt. It'll feel like, you know how like your reproductive system is shaped something like that. So it felt like here, literally, there was a ball that every time I took a step, it would hurt, like, especially on one side, which is my left side. And I'm like, damn, like, why does it hurt so bad? And then I got to thinking, I'm like, already, maybe it's the baby's head. So whatever, that was that. Then this morning, I was able to sleep. I was able to sleep fine last night, whatever. This morning, I had my appointment at 11. And I'm getting ready. I want to take a shower. And when I'm trying to put my pants on, like, it hurts so much to even lift my leg up. Like, my legs didn't hurt, nothing else hurt but that spot that I'm telling you. So I'm like, I'm gonna take it like a champ. I'm like, and there, I'm putting my pants on, whatever. It's working. I put my pants on, I dress myself and whatnot. And then my mom noticed because I needed to get off the bed, and I'm like, she's like, what happened? Like, you look good. You don't look like you're in pain. You don't look like you're in labor. Like, I would say don't go to your appointment, whatever. And I'm like, nah, like, I want to go see what's the update, see if I'm even dilating. Like, I just want to know, and I just want to go and know. She's like, the way I'm seeing you, like, I would just say don't. But, like, if you want, just go, just so that, like, if anything, I don't want you, like, regretting it and then blaming me for it. Just go. And I was like, okay. So I ended up going. I took my sweet ass time, like, after I got off the train to, like, walk to the hospital. And, like, I'm just taking, like, baby steps. Like, I'm waddling my way to the hospital, taking baby steps. I get to the hospital, to the clinic, and they attend me. And usually they ask me, like, are you experiencing any pain or whatever? This time they didn't. So they're like, hey, Arely, how are you? This and that. I'm like, I'm good. I'm like, before we got started, though, like, I've been feeling some pain. And, yeah, like, that's all I mentioned. They're like, okay, like, we'll check. And usually when you go to checkup appointments, especially the weekly ones, they always measure the baby. But they measured him. And right when they're trying to figure out where his head is at, they touched where I said it was hurting. So I'm like, oh, right there is where it hurts. But except it's on the sides, not in the center where you're touching. It's more towards the sides, and specifically like on the left side. And she goes, oh yeah, that's because that's where your baby's head is at. Like, that's his head right there. And I'm like, okay, I figured, but it's just like, it's new to me because I never felt any of this with my first pregnancy. So she's like, no, yeah, that's the baby's head. It's okay. And then I'm like, oh, and I forgot to mention, yesterday I had some, like, it was like a period like cramp, but a little bit more intense, if that makes sense. I'm like, but I didn't time it or anything because I didn't think it was a contraction. She's like, okay, we're gonna check, like, at the end of your visit to see if you're, like, dilated or anything. That's if you want us to. And I'm like, no, yeah, of course. So sure enough, at the end of the visit, she checks me. Mind you, here's another thing. Like, I've been watching videos on YouTube, on TikTok, or whatever, and it says how, like, when you're closer in labor, like, to your labor, when you're closer to giving birth, sometimes instead of continuing to gain weight, you start losing weight. And it's true. Like, they had weighed me, and I went from 188. I know it's crazy. I went from 188 to 186. So I'm like, oh, like, I'm losing weight. And then, so then that's why I'm like, like, maybe soon or whatever. But I didn't think at the moment. So she's like, okay, we'll check. And then after the whole appointment, whatever, she checked me. She's like, yep, you're 1 to 2 centimeters. And then I'm like I even told her, I'm like, the nerves start kicking in now because what? Like, 1 to 2 centimeters. Like I said, I was never dilated before my first pregnancy, at least not naturally. So this is something completely new. And I was like, okay. And she was like, would you like me to do the membrane sweep or strip or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, sure. She did it. Yo, that thing hurt so much. Like, it didn't hurt, it just felt very uncomfortable and a lot of pressure. And it's just like it kind of hurt, you know, it kind of hurt like a period cramp, except you just feel this, like, all around this. Okay, you're all set to go. Like, you have an appointment scheduled on, and she told me my due date, and I'm like, girl, I hope I don't even make it to my due date. And then, yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it. I'm walking home. But yeah, after the appointment, I'm walking home, and it's just like I'm waddling home. And yeah, I told my parents. They were like, what? Like, oh no, because I just texted them in the family group chat, and I was like, so he'll be here soon enough. And they're like, wow, what do you mean? Like, why? And they're calling me like, what did the doctor say? Da-da-da. I'm like, can y'all just wait till I get home? Like, everything's okay. I'm okay. I'm on my way home. Like, we're good. And then when I got home, I told them. They're like, oh my god, like, you know, they're excited. But yeah, that's pretty much the update. I came home, set everything else up. I feel tired, and that's another thing. These past 2 days, like the day before yesterday, I knocked out mostly all day, and I was like, why? Like, I was getting scared, because I'm like, maybe because of like my low iron, like maybe that's why. And like, due to my past like medical history, I'm like, oh my god, no, like I can't be sleeping this much. And then yesterday too, like, I slept early, I knocked out, and it's like I could just lay back in bed and I'm knocked out. Like, I have no control. I can't wake up. I can't, like, I just knock out. And then my parents telling me like, what's up with you? Like, not that they're on top of me, not that they don't want me to sleep or whatever, but it's just like I do it so like quickly that I don't even let them know, like, hey, can you watch my daughter? I'm gonna take a nap or I'm gonna go to sleep. It just happens. So I was a little worried, and then I ended up telling the doctor, and she was like, oh, like, it's probably just like because your body's preparing, you know, it's your body resting, taking the rest that it needs or whatever. And I'm like, okay, like, it's like, I get nervous, but yeah, we'll see how quick this happens. The only thing I've really been doing to help my labor is drinking it's like a peanut butter banana smoothie, but instead of adding extra sugars or anything, I add the 6 dates that I'm supposed to take daily. And then I did the evening primrose oil. Before this week, I only did it like 3 times max every other day. So it was like, today I'll do it, and then I'll skip tomorrow, and then the next day, or like when I'll remember, you know. So I wasn't like consistent with it. But this week I did it like 4 times, like 4 days in a row, I'd say. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I was doing the yoga ball, but then it popped, and I didn't want to invest in another one. I was just like, whatever. So, you know, that was canceled, I guess. I didn't do the raspberry leaf tea. I haven't done it, and I don't think I will do it, because that's it, you know, it's the end of my pregnancy. I think that's pretty much it. I've been eating pineapple, but not crazy amounts, like regular amounts here and there, not even often. So that's why I'm not really considering that. I have been breastfeeding throughout my whole pregnancy, so I guess you could say I've done like the nipple stimulation, but I don't even know, because like I said, I've done it throughout my whole pregnancy. So there's that. And yeah, we're gonna see what happens, if this baby decides to come out or not. It's just gonna be updates from here on out, I think.